because later I have something to do with the process of vaccinations, right? So we go to look at still continue of chapter 3 of polynomial and rational functions. We continue how to divide two polynomials. When given two polynomials, we want to divide those two polynomials. Please on your camera. Right. Right. So we can divide two polynomials by using two methods. In fact, either methods which we called long divisions methods or synthetic divisions methods. First, we look at the long divisions methods. And before we look at the division methods, long division methods, we have to remember this. When one polynomial always represented by px, you divide by divisor, represented by dx. Polynomial that become what we divide. Polynomial divided by divisor will produce quotients, which is the answer, plus remainder, which is divided by divisor. It's same as when we divide two real numbers. For example, 4, when we divide by 3. So it will produce equal to 1 plus 1 over 3. Remember that when 4, you divide by 3. Get 1 times 3, 4 minus 3, 1. 1 plus 1 over 3. This is 1 over 3. Remainder divided by divisor. Divisor is 3. Before we go further. And now we look at the one way of divide polynomial by using long division. We divide by long divisions. Long divisions. For instance, the question said, find the remainder when polynomial px, polynomial always represented by px, which is 6x to the power of 3 minus 21x squared plus x is divided by x squared plus 3. And divided by x squared plus 3. Find the remainder when our px is 6x cubed minus 21x squared plus x is divided by x squared plus 3. So we divide. We divide. It is down 6x cubed minus 21x squared plus x plus 0. Even though up until plus x, in fact, we have plus 0 here. You divide by x squared plus 3. You divide by x squared plus 3. The process of division is like this. The most left, divide by the most left. The most left in our polynomial, divide by the most left in our divisor. 6x cubed, divide by x squared. So we get 6x, right? 6x cubed divided by x squared plus 3. So 6x cubed divided by the most left, divided by the most left, 6x cubed minus divided by x squared, so 6x. we do write 6x here instead of here and here because we want to be at the same column with the highest power of x is 1. Now the highest power of x is 1. Now you multiply, same like real number. When you talk about 4 divided by 3, 1. 1 you multiply by 3. So 6x multiplied by x squared. So we get 6x cubed plus 3 multiplied by 6x. You get what? You get? Plus
18x.
18x, right? 18x. But 18x, you have to put the same column here. 18x. Meaning that 0 here. 0 for x squared. You get it? 0 for x squared because we don't have x squared here. 6x, you multiply by x squared, you get 6x cubed. 6x, you multiply by 3, you get 18x. But we don't have x squared. Doesn't matter. When we don't have, we just write 0x squared. As I said. Before that, we have to write everything that we only do not see. But it's there. You get it? Now, you minus. Same like here. 1 times 3, 3, then 4 minus 3, 1. So 6x cubed minus 6x cubed. Finish. Minus 21 minus 0 minus 21x squared. X minus 18x minus 17x. And then plus 0, right? We bring 0 here, plus 0. Or just remain like this. Because 0, 0. What did it do? Right. Now, the highest power of x here, when we divide, is 2. What is the highest power of x in our divisor? The highest power of x in our divisor.
X squared.
X squared. So we continue. The most left divide by the most left. So minus 21x squared divide by x squared. What do we get? It is plus 0. Right? So what do we get?
21.
Minus 21. So minus 21 multiplied by x squared minus 21x squared. Minus 21 multiplied by 3, we get minus what?
63.
63. 63x. 63. Minus here plus 0x because we don't have x, right? Minus 63. 21 multiplied by 3, 63. We don't have x, but even though we don't have x, like we don't have x squared here, we multiply by 0. Coefficient is 0. So, minus 21x minus here, minus. Yeah, right. So like this, yeah. 6x minus 6x cubed minus 21x minus 21x 0 minus 17x minus 0 minus 17x. 0 minus plus 63. Now, what is the highest power of x? Now, what is the highest power of x?
1.
1. And the highest power of x in our divisor is 2. So we cannot divide. So we stop division, which means that we say that this is our remainder. The questions want. That is our remainder. What the questions want. So if the question say that polynomial divided by x squared plus 3, this is the remainder. If the question asks for the remainder. If the question asks for the quotients, what is the quotients here? What is the quotients? According to the here, quotients is represented by qx. This is quotients. If the question asks quotients instead of remainder, what is the quotients here? What is the quotients in this case?
Is it 6x minus 21?
Yes,
Sir?
this one. So like this is 1. This is equal to 1 plus 1 over 3. So when 4 divided by 3 is 1 plus 1 over 3. So 1 here is quotient. This quotient plus remainder. What is remainder? Remainder is divide by divisor. What is divisor? What is divisor?
X square.
X squared plus 3. And what is px? What is polynomial?
6x.
This one, 6x cubed minus 21x squared plus x plus 0. Even though we don't have 0, we make plus 0. Any question? Questions you ask us. Keep ask the questions.
Sir,
Yes.
what is quotient? Quotient.
Quotient is the answer we have, but not the exact answer. The answer, the half part of the answer. Quotient. So in this case, this is part of the answer, but the answer in fact is quotient you plus with remainder over divisor. In some questions, this case, find the remainder. Maybe change remainder here to quotients. So you know what is the quotient. And sometimes not given as this, not written as this. Find Rx. Understand that Rx is remainder. This is remainder. Tell us whatever you unclear. So when I see at your quiz number 1, definitely a lot of students not understands, not fully understand. Remember that here, not just the question that I gave, not just the example that I gave, but just the questions of the tutorial that I gave. Any other questions you may try. Remember that also you have no time. Your times, we can say that only for time for you to sleep, eat, and go to bathroom or toilet. Apart from that, So you have to make a lot of revisions. Remember that when we talk about back about quiz, given this, some people do not know. And how to find the critical number, do not know as well. In order to find sign diagram, in order to write sign diagram, when one of the denominator, I can't remember which number, like this. In order to find the critical number, everything you must be equal to 0. So here, x also equal to 0. X minus 1 equal to 0. X equal to 1. But you forget about this. You just find this. So you just say this critical number. You forget this. So that wrong of the sign diagram, and definitely wrong answer. Wrong sign diagram, wrong answer. It won't be happen to the second one, open book test, which is this week, and will be on Thursday this week. Thursday, your group Thursday. Hopefully that not happen again. So you unclear, you ask. And after this, you look back. Look back and look back. So that's the only way that I can tell you that now. Remainder is sometimes given as Rx, sometimes given as remainder. Or maybe the question given to find the quotient does not matter. Does not matter. This is the methods which we call long divisions method. Okay. Apart from long divisions methods, we have another methods which we call synthetic division methods. For synthetic divisions method, we have limitations. Only when divisor in the form of x minus c. We only can use synthetic division method when our divisor in this form. If not in this form, we cannot use synthetic division methods. Even though for some of the people, synthetic division method is much more simpler compared with long division methods. But we have limitations of use synthetic division methods. For instance, find the quotient when polynomial bx, which is 5x to the power of 4 minus 3x squared minus 20x minus 18 is divided by x minus 2. We divide. by x minus 2. So, remember that our divisor in the form of x minus c. Yes. Or in other words, our divisor, the highest power of x in our divisor is 1. Only we can use safety division methods. That's the only we can use safety division methods. So, 5. We write down all the coefficients when we use safety division method. Right. When we look here, we don't have x to the power of 3. We don't have x to the power of 3. But we write down as 0 is the coefficient of x to the power of 3. And then x to the power of 2 minus 3 is the coefficient. X minus 20, the coefficient. And then the last one is minus 18. What the number is supposed to be here? We make x minus 2 equal to 0, x equal to 2. So the division methods. Now, number 5, you just bring down. 5 times 2, 10. 0 plus 10, 10. 10 times 2, 20. Then minus 3 plus 20, which is 17. 17 times 2, 34. Minus 20 plus 34, 14. 14 times 2, 28. Minus 18 plus 28, 10. 5 times 2, 10. 0 plus 10, 10. 10 times 2, 20. Minus 3 plus 20, 17. 17 times 2, 34. Minus 20 plus 34, 14. 14 times 2, 28. Minus 18 plus 28, 10. Right. So 10 here is our remainder. The most right number for the most right. We have several numbers here, 5, 10, 17, 14, 10. The most right of that number represent remainder, and left of remainder is the coefficient of x. Start with x to the power of 0, x to the power of 1, x to the power of 2, x to the power of 3. Meaning that the quotients represented by qx. Qx is 5x to the power of 3 plus 10x squared plus 17x plus 14. That's the quotients. Now, this question is not asked of the remainder. This question wants to find the quotients. So it doesn't matter. This is the quotient and this is the remainder. If the question asks a remainder is 10. But in this case, the question asks find the quotient. And remember the quotient represented by qx. Qx is the quotients. Rx is remainder. Dx is divisor. Dx is polynomial. Polynomial divide by divisor equal to quotients plus remainder over divisor. Yeah. Question.
Sir,
Yes.
negative on 2 is not included, sir.
Negative what?
Negative 2 and divisor.
X minus 2. Right. To find what is the number supposed to be here, make x minus 2 equal to 0. So x equal to 2. So number supposed to be there is 2.
Thank you,
If
sir.
let's say divide by x plus 2, so make x plus 2 equal to 0, x equal to minus 2, so the number is supposed to be minus 2. Right. So it depends. Number here not fixed. Sometimes plus 2, sometimes minus 2, sometimes plus 1, sometimes minus 1, sometimes 1 over 2. Depends on the value of x, what we get here. Same like when we were to find the critical numbers. We make x equal to 0. We make expressions here equal to 0. That's the second methods of dividing two polynomials, apart from the methods of using long divisions methods. We use city divisions method, but remember that city divisions methods have limitations. Only we can use when our divisor in this form. If our divisor not in this form, we have to use long division methods. Like or not, we have to use long divisions methods. Then we go to remainder theorem and another one, factor theorem. I think this is not new for you. You encountered before. First, we look at the remainder theorems.
Sir,
Yes?
I cannot see your writing.
Easy now. Right.
Okay.
Okay. First, we look at the remainder theorem. What remainder theorem say that if the polynomial px is divided, we can divide by x minus c, then the remainder is PC. All the remainder that we want to calculate to find the remainder very, very long using long division methods. Or we can say using, this is only for city division, for city division, right? In fact, the remainder we can get straight away by substituting x with c, provided that px is divided by x minus c. Divided here meaning that we can divide. We can divide by x minus c. So we can have the remainder. Remainder is PC. This remainder theorems. Factor theorems say that if PC equal to 0, when we substitute x with c equal to 0, then If PC equal to 0, then x minus c is one of factor polynomial px. When we substitute x with c and we get the value is 0, we can say that x minus 3 is one of the factor. So how many numbers of the factor of polynomial? How many numbers altogether the factor of polynomial? How many numbers? Factor of polynomial. How do you know that the number of the polynomial, how many factor, or numbers of the factor of the polynomial? Do you know how many numbers of the polynomial? Factor of polynomial depends on the degree of the polynomial. If degree of the polynomial is 3, we have 3 factors. But in this case, we want to find only one factor of polynomial. Maybe the polynomial consists of many factors. But one of the factor of polynomial we can get from factor theorems. And from the theorem is said that when px is divided by x minus c, then the remainder, we can have the remainder straight away. We can have the remainder straight away. For example, find the remainder Rx. Rx is meaning the remainder when polynomial for x to the power of 4 x to the power of 3 plus 5x squared minus 3x minus 4 is divided by x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 meaning that what? Using the Remler theorems. What is the meaning? Meaning this. Meaning what? If the polynomial divided by x minus c, then the remainder is PC. So the remainder is
0.
0.
-3, sir.
No, what means by this? Not to find a remainder. Not to find a remainder yet. This is it. If the polynomial divided by x minus 3, then the remainder is PC. Find remainder when divided by x plus 3. So what does it mean? What does this sentence mean? What? In mathematical sentence.
We can get the remainder straightly using x plus 3.
No. What does it mean by these statements?
We can replace x with -3.
Right. These statements, if you look carefully, Px is divided by x minus c. Remainder is Pc. So remainder is P what?
-3.
Minus 3. So you get the remainder, which is minus 3 cube plus 5 minus 3 square minus 3 minus 3 minus 4. What do you have? 23. This is remainder. This does mean by this. If the polynomial divided by x minus 3, remainder is PC. This, so find the remainder when this divided by x plus 3. So remainder is PC. PCC is minus 3. Why minus 3? Because I said that we always make that x plus 3 equal to 0, x equal to minus 3. So in this case, x plus 3, right? So x is minus 3. So in the place of x, you put minus 3. You get it? So I will stop here and see you back on tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, right? So I close the sessions here with Tasbih Kifrah and Surah Al-Asr.